There's a new movement on the scene, which many of you have probably heard of, called the New Atheism. It's been brought to the forefront because of books like Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion, Daniel Dennett's Breaking the Spell, Sam Harris's Letter to a Christian Nation, and of course our good friends, the Rational Responders, groups like this. Now, the worldview they're espousing is basically naturalism, so it's nothing new. The arguments they're espousing really are nothing new either. But what is new is the dogmatism with which these preachers of atheism are making their case. I mean, some go so far as to even say that there's going to be doom and gloom if we don't eradicate belief in religion and God from civilization. But most of them don't go quite that far. What they say is, really what we're doing is we're just seeking out truth. We want to know the way things really are, not buy into myths and legends. And this is really what every man ought to be doing. But this idea that this is what man ought to be doing actually causes problems for the naturalist. So putting aside the question of whether or not it's actually rational to believe in God right now or not, or whether he actually exists, let's just look at this claim of the way things ought to be from within the naturalistic worldview. Ravi Zacharias has said this. He says, wherever one finds oughtness, it is always linked together with a believed purpose in life. Purpose and oughtness are inextricably bound. What he's saying is this: you can't really know the way something ought to be unless you know what its proper purpose and function is. For example, if I say, my watch is not working correctly, it ought not to be doing what it's doing. The only way I can say that is if I know what it was made to do, or what its proper purpose and function is. Well, this is the problem that the naturalist runs into, because naturalism believes that there really is no purpose or design in mankind or the universe. We were created or brought into existence by a blind watchmaker, to use Dawkins' term, which has no purpose or function. It's just doing what it does. Well, this absence of purpose and proper function actually makes any claim to oughtness or the way things should be completely groundless. So really what these new preachers of atheism are doing with their strong arguments from logic and being rational and reasonable is really they're just making a major leap of faith from a purposeless creation to the way things ought to be. So it really turns out that the responders aren't quite as rational as they had hoped.